Something historic is happening in gold right now. Prices are surging, headlines are buzzing, and many are left asking the question, is it too late to buy? And is now the time to sell? But the truth is, what's really driving gold's all-time highs is far bigger than just a simple price rally. In fact, gold's recent price surge, contrary to popular belief, is not brought on by everyday investors piling into gold. No, it is the clearest warning signal we have that the global monetary reset is accelerating, driven by massive central bank purchases as foreign nations ditch their dollars and position into gold. Not only is gold a true store of value, but resets throughout history have shown us time and time again how gold performs compared to a failing fiat currency. And the four-digit numbers that we're seeing today, well, that's the low end. That's just getting started, which is why many experts now are coming out saying that they could expect to see $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 an ounce, which still would be on the low end of historical resets that we've studied. But I'm not here to speculate. Today, we can look at those patterns. What is causing gold surge today? And more importantly, what we can expect to happen next, how it will impact not only your gold, but the value of every dollar in your wallet, your checking, your savings, and your financial future. Let's get into it. I am not going to lie to you. Gold has hit the mainstream. I see it on my TV, on the news, online, everywhere I turn, which is why many people now speculate that it is a rush of everyday investors who are driving gold's recent surge, which is also why many now think, okay, we've hit the top. It is too late to buy or time to sell. But despite gold's recent shift to the mainstream, most of the public has not even begun to get into position. In fact, a recent study from Bank of America showed that over 75% of advisors had little to no exposure to gold, less than 1% of their portfolios. This tells us two things. First, gold's rise so far has been driven almost entirely by central banks and large institutional investors, which we're going to break down more together in a minute. But second, this widespread mass gold rush that people assume are happening hasn't even begun. It is clear that everyday investors, most people in the United States, are just beginning to wake up to the idea of gold. Of course, as the dollar continues to decline in value and inflation eats away at savings and retirement accounts, there will be more people waking up, and we can expect to see more people rushing into gold. In fact, just last week, Morgan Stanley announced a new strategy for portfolios going from 60-40, 60% equities and 40% fixed income, to 60-20-20, with 20 being gold, calling it the new anti-fragile asset. Not only is this going to prompt more to move into gold, but it shows us that even Wall Street can't hide what's coming next. See, since 2022, when the Fed hiked rates, you would have assumed that gold would have plummeted, but instead it's done the opposite, which has shown us that the Federal Reserve is losing control. It's in their interest to keep gold prices low against the dollar because the dollar is the global reserve currency. If gold were to rise the way it has been, it puts the dollar's position in jeopardy. But central banks have been ditching their dollars and moving into gold at the fastest rate in modern history. Massive overspending and a skyrocketing debt burden has many nations questioning the credibility of the United States. But not only that, ever since the United States enacted sanctions on Russia, the dollar has been a tool, a weapon against foreign nations who disagree with Washington, leading many nations to realize that what they thought was a neutral reserve currency or something that would protect their wealth now not only is being devalued and inflated away, but also can be used against them should they speak up or disagree. But gold is the opposite. Gold cannot be devalued or inflated away, printed more of. You can't turn gold on and off with a button, and you sure can't weaponize it against another nation. So the choice becomes clear. Do you risk adding more U.S. debt, or do you instead position for gold, especially as nations are banding together, whether it's the BRICS alliance or China with their gold moves, to use gold as the new anchor of the monetary system, a way to build trust? Instead of it being a new fiat currency replacing the dollar, settlement will be done with gold as the underlying foundation. But as demand for our debt continues to decline, it will force our government to continue to print more. And as this debt cycle accelerates, where the interest grows, meaning we have to issue more debt, meaning that our debt burden grows even bigger and the interest grows bigger, and so on and so forth, and so on and so forth, well, we can expect to see each existing dollar worth less and less, right? And that's where inflation turns to hyperinflation. And if you think it's bad today, just wait until you see what's coming next. We have seen it play out throughout history, whether it's Venezuela, Weimar, Argentina, Lebanon, Cyprus, the list goes on. And they all end the same way. In each instance, gold thrived while the fiat currency failed. If we take Venezuela as an example, they have had multiple official currency resets where they revalued the currency, right? Lopping off zeros. In 2021, they lopped off 6 zeros, right? They did 1,000,000 to 1 revaluation of their currency. Well, what happened to gold? You can see that it absolutely skyrocketed. Same here. If you look at this chart of Weimar Germany, how many German marks did it take to buy an ounce of silver and gold? And how many German marks did it take to buy an ounce of silver and gold as this hyperinflation took hold, right? Well, you can see that both silver and gold went up exponentially compared to the failing fiat currency. Silver is what you would use for your grocery or bills, right? Your daily driver, essentially. Whereas gold would set you up for opportunity on the other side. To jump up to 87 trillion German marks, well, that provides real crisis opportunity because you would be able to convert your gold back into the fiat currency on the other end of the reset and purchase whatever you wanted, whether that was real estate, freedom, safety, assets, you name it, or you could hold on to your gold. But the choice is yours. Whereas if you stayed in the fiat currency, well, good luck. You're going to have all of your wealth wiped out right underneath you. These are the prices we could expect to see if there was a currency devaluation or as this reset continues to accelerate. And I use the word price very intentionally because price and value mean two very different things, right? There's a famous saying, the best time to buy gold was yesterday. The second best time is today. The truth is you could be sitting there thinking I should have bought back in 2008 for $700 an ounce. Or in 2015 for $1,000, or even a year and a half ago for $2,000 an ounce, right? And the answer is yes, you should have, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't also be buying today. As far as gold's value goes, it always has value. It has intrinsic value. As far as gold's price goes, well, we knew it was going to go up, especially as they continue the spend, right? But right now, it is the pace at which it's going up, the acceleration that is ringing the most alarm bells. The truth is, gold is being snatched up by these central banks, stockpiled in massive quantities because they know that gold is cheap. See, cheap and expensive are relative terms, right? They only exist if you have something to compare them to. Otherwise, the price just is. So if you looked at gold a year and a half ago at 2000, at that time, it was expensive. Expensive to what? Expensive to its past all-time high, expensive to its past price points. But today, if you look at gold at 3,700 an ounce, right, it looks expensive compared to 2000 and 2000 looks cheap compared to today. That's how expensive and cheap works, which is why I don't even really pay attention to them. I just look at the intrinsic value. And I know based on history that gold's value is absolutely there. And therefore that price is going to go up when valued against something, the dollar, that has no intrinsic value at all. And in fact, is declining in its purchasing power at a faster and faster rate. At the end of the day, if you bought gold or you are thinking about buying gold to protect your wealth against this reset, against the devaluation of the dollar, then it is acting exactly as intended, right? And it's going to continue to do so. It is going to be your wealth shield. It is going to be your insurance policy against what comes next. And I know because I talk to people all the time who tell me, well, isn't now the time to sell? Is it at the top? But again, that's just conditioning from other assets that people are used to seeing where it's a market frenzy. That is not what's happening right now. This is not everyday investors who are driving gold's price to new all-time high. These are central banks, institutional investors, those with inside knowledge and those who are positioning for an entirely new monetary system, right? Again, I don't want to repeat myself, but it's this crucial component. Once you understand that, once that clicks, then you understand why now is the time to continue buying gold. If you don't have any, to make sure you have gold at this point, and definitely definitely not the time to sell, right? Because we know what's coming next. And if you know the dollar is going to be worth less, if you know nations are going to continue to ditch the dollar and move into gold, well, then you know where gold's price is going next. So that is my rant on, is it too late to buy gold or should I be selling my gold? The answer is a resounding no and no. And again, if you don't already have gold or you want a second opinion, a strategy to prepare for what's coming next, call us at the number below or scan the QR code and set up a time that works best for you. We also have a link in the description below, a Calendly link, where you can speak with one of our expert analysts who have years of experience in helping people just like you prepare for what's coming next so that you too can sleep well at night. And again, don't be the person who's kicking themselves thinking, I should have bought at 2,000, I should have bought 1,000, I should have bought at 700. I should have bought at 3,700, right? The price doesn't matter because it's the value that matters. And if you understand where we're going next, it all becomes very clear. All right. Hopefully I helped clear up two of those big questions that keep coming in. And in the meantime, feel free to share this with anyone. If you or your loved ones, if you know someone who's struggling with these questions as well, it helps us get the word out. And as always, our mission is to help educate everyone and spread the word so we can learn and grow together. And as always, thank you so much for being here. I'm Taylor Kenny with ITM Trading, your trusted source for all things gold, silver, and lifelong wealth protection.
Grand Rising, welcome back.
Everybody good now? Grand Rising, everyone. Okay, we're here. We finally came back. How we doing? I think we're good when it comes to this space. What you think, Mr. Thomas? Grand Rising, and welcome to Breakfast with the Thomases. I'm Ellery Thomas, and this is my husband, Alvin Thomas. Kind of excited about this because we somewhat are getting this together properly. For those who don't know, we're also on YouTube. You can see probably a lot cleaner version of the show. If you would like to be on P2G Networks TV, it's what you see down there. That's Al. That's our television channel on YouTube. Going to go and check out the stream. Yes. That's very good. So things are going well. Perfect. Y'all are wondering why she look like that. Because, child, I'm beginning to understand Daniela Camboni as she begins to, I'll be like, girl, comb your hair, brush your hair. Now I get it. Now I totally get it. Mr. Thomas, are you in the house, honey? Are you there? You can unmute one device, but you have sound on something that is echoing the microphone. So you got to kind of figure it out. Can you hear me? You have to turn your mic on StreamYard. Please turn on your StreamYard mic. You cannot be heard by anyone else. Al, you can't be heard on StreamYard. Turn on your speakers.
How's that sound? Is that better? Okay.
A lot better.
Oh, at least it ain't echoing because it echoed before. Okay, so now, like as I said, good to be here. Happy Wednesday. Great conversation with Taylor Kenny today and the goal reset and how it's going to affect everyone. And, they talked about all the people and the countries that had major resets. you know, in all honesty, the only reset that really matters is what the reset that's going to happen in your household, how the inflation is going to affect you, and what are you willing to do, and when are you willing to do it. She was absolutely correct when she said the fact that when is the right time to buy gold? Yesterday was the right time. Today's the right time. Tomorrow's the right time. Just get it, because it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Because without a doubt, gold is an asset that they can't really attack and weaponize, which is probably the truest sense of the word. This is why BRICS is happening. This is the way BRICS is happening. The way BRICS is happening. One of the things that are extremely relevant at this time is the fact, and I want you guys to just look in your neighborhood, and I want you to notice all the pawn brokers and guys who are buying gold and silver. They're running more commercials. They're outside and so talking about chasing you down. Hey, you got any gold you want to get rid of? We'll give you cash for it. The conversation is real right now. So why are they so apt to give you this paper currency for the gold that you have around your neck, on your finger, in your drawer up front? Why are they so adamant that you give it to them? What do they know that you don't know? And that's a question to really be asked. And that's a question you should ask yourself. Why do they want it? And how can I capitalize on what they want so I can see the opportunity that they see? And gold in itself is truly an opportunity unto itself. Ms. Real, what do you think about that?
I'm back, y'all.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Mr. Thomas?
I don't know, she's having some technical difficulties on the other side, but we're still working.
When Mr. Thomas wants to speak, we have to mute him until he speaks. And then after he speaks, we unmute him. Wonderful. Yay, we got it. Okay, with that, I know it's a little hard for people to understand what reset means in their personal life. How you doing, Brother Grand Rising? We finally got on and we're in the space. We're getting it done. Gold and silver have historically created a safe haven for people as the world has shifted. But because so few people have been trained and protected in that way, or trained to protect themselves in that way, so many people have actually fallen victim to economic discord. All because we didn't have the proper financial literacy. One of the areas in my life that I started to much later on in life really get focused on, because I did the job chase, I did the work chase, I did the money chase. It doesn't work. I don't know how many of y'all have come to that understanding that it just doesn't work. And it's no matter how much you work, you will never catch up with the inflation and taxation and government change. And I don't care who you vote for. It's a reality of society, and every person that you vote for knows it. And if they don't, they become quickly aware once they are elected. See, that's the thing we got to really get. We got to get the world of what is true and what we can use. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Okay. Grand Rising, beautiful people as well. Brother Andre, we got Sister Salty Coffee in the house. I've got a few folks that have been coming through, and those who are on YouTube, on Facebook, we appreciate you being on here with the P2G platform, listening and watching our conversation for our families. Because this might be the opportunity to really finally get ahead. But how about survive the oncoming change that you just heard? You just heard about what so-called they are doing. I don't care what they do if it's only going to be bad news for me. So what matters to me is what I can do. And I think we need to get back into the can-do attitude. Don't you, Mr. Thomas? Go ahead. You can unmute, sweetheart. You got them mute on one of these platforms.
Well, you know, I think it is. Okay,
It comes
cut
from
down.
his sound. It comes from his stereo sound being up. You're muted. You can only have one. Go ahead. Unmute. Now mute.
Okay, how's that coming through? Okay. No, so bad.
We can't hear you.
If I'm not okay, let's try that. How's that on the other side? Okay. Now, like I said, it's a true reality of what's happening. They are not playing. They are not playing for the working class people. Politicians are. Politicians are going to play the game that's in house. Politics is nothing more, and politics, politicians, government. It is still and always has been the good old boys club. Once you get into office, there's a set of rules that you have to abide by. Despite what you told your constituents to get into the office and how you're going to make these changes, you have to realize that there's a playbook in place. The Democrats know the playbook. The Republicans know it. So do all the lobbyists that are always petitioning for what they want for money and how to spend the money. They all know the game. The only people who don't know the game are the people rushing to the polls to say, this guy is going to speak up for me. He's going to work for me. He's going to make sure that I have everything I need in my house in order, working because he said he would back me. Guess what? There is an agenda in place, and it is not his. It is the agenda on the floor, and it will flow until the end of that agenda is complete, because there have been concessions put out there. There are concessions already in play that they said yes they would do, and now they have to abide despite who's in office. This is what, just like on your job, there's what's called on-the-job training. Guess what? When you're a politician and you get elected in, you got a whole lot of old on-the-job training. They sit you down and tell you, read this, read that, but you're going to vote for this, and this is how you're going to vote. This is what they're doing with your finances. They're not telling you how to vote. The people who already decided how the vote's going to go, like the BRIC system, the BIS, which is the Bank of Settlements, the plan is already in place. How this is going to go, we're just waiting for the reset shoe to drop down, because we know the reset's going to happen. We just don't know the day yet, And I'm complete. Okay, I'm back here now. Okay, we got to lower the sound. We got to lower the sound on that side, and that's really. I'm gonna lower my sound so I can just get. You let me know what the right sound quality is, and I'll leave it at that point. Sounds good? Now I can't hear you. Give us some.
Not even on stereo?
Now I can hear you on stereo.
Okay, you don't need to hear me on stereo. Kind of gotta go lower because you don't need to hear me on stereo. You can actually hear me. I'm not gonna kid you guys. It is so refreshing to be able to wake up in the morning, manage processes in myself and my emotions. I've gotten to the point where I've stopped having to have money be a problem because I manage it every day. Most of you don't even look at your money until you come back in on Friday or you get a paycheck just before Friday. Some of you are looking at your budget every day. And unfortunately, it's not changing. You ask yourself, why isn't it changing? I work more. And the only way it's changing is for the work. Never in your best interest. Does that make sense?
Makes a lot of sense.
It's not something you want to happen. A lot of echo out. You're going to have to cut off. Okay, you're going to have to cut off when I'm speaking and I'll cut off when you're speaking. But you've got to remember to maintain those two devices in order for that echo not to be right. Okay? So with that, as long as folks can hear, because I'm on stereo, they have a speaker. And what I want you to realize is that we cut ourselves off because we get caught up running after the wrong things. We know we have the pre-programming for work. Got it. We know we have the mental building that if I don't work, I don't eat. We got it. We all got the idea that there's going to be a retirement someday. I got that, you got that. But that's not how the world works anymore. And actually, in actuality, it never did. That's how the world works for the poor. And it was planned that way. You're still running someone else's program. Would you like to reprogram your mind to do what it wants and get what it chooses? You're going to have to get some new information. We're going to have to, as the people, wake up to a new world of financial literacy. You know, I know that like Tony Robbins, Robert Kiyosaki, all these people, everyone who listens to them has shifted their life. When is it your time? Oh, but that takes money. You have money. If you right now are on a streamer or you are on a phone listening or watching this, you have money. What you don't have is financial literacy. What to do with it to put money to work for you. How to secure your finances. Because you got real good knowledge on how to spend it after you make it. How to pay bills. Paying bills is still spending your money. But what you don't have is strategy for long term. You don't have the stuff that we teach on the platform. Because see, we come together, we can be powerful. But when you stand alone, you stand alone. You get what alone stands for. One tree can, the tree needs the forest to survive. Y'all get that? The tree needs the forest to survive. It cannot be a tree in the open exposed. But you go on and be a tree if you want. Because I'm building with folks. I'm building my life up with folks I can depend on. Because we're so locked in tight. Because we know that each person adds value to our lives. First, we come strong. We make sure we secure, right, Mr. Thomas? We secure, right? Is that what we do? All right, you can open up. I'll mute. Go ahead.
Very much factual. You have to secure the bag first, so you get ready to go, and then you have to get like-minded people who want to roll the way you want to roll, and then get them get them on the same field. Get them on the same playing field. Excuse me, I'm just repositioning the body. I need to be very authentic with the crowd this morning. It is the body's doing what the body's doing today, so I'm trying to. If you see me twitching and readjusting, it's the body doing the readjustment. So, but I am here in the conversation, and I'm committed to making sure y'all get what we came to give this morning and what you came to get for yourself. All right? So that's where we're at today. And this is Breakfast with the Thomases on Work It Out Wednesday. And we're talking about the reset, not the reset for gold, but the reset for you.
Are you ready? Apologies, y'all. I'm in here just talking, and I'm muted. You didn't say nothing, Mr. T. All right. So the fact of the matter is, we are talking about a reset. The reset we're talking about is in your household. It's in your mind. How you think, what you do with what you have, how you do what you do. People think, oh, she's just trying to get our money. I don't want your money. You're going to pay one bill to me. That's education. Now you're going to pay tuition to relearn, reprogram yourself away from hurtful, harmful learning that you spent 12 to 16 years to get, so you cannot thrive in life. We're going to turn that around. That's what we're talking about. We're going to turn around poor programming that we're still running from when we was in the 10th grade, 12th grade, 6 years old, stuff that our relatives tried to tell us about, but because the education system didn't give it to us, we ran on other programs, and this is what our lives look like. Time to change that. Time to reset. You get to reset when you show up. Come to P2G, you're going to get a class called Digital Financial Literacy. You see that family behind us? That's what we're talking about. Generational wealth in a classroom. If you think I'm joking, try me. Tonight we have one thing on the platform tonight. There's only one thing that goes on Wednesdays. That's crypto and business. It's a general conversation around digital financial literacy. There's business owners in that room, but anyone can be there. Go on to P2G, click onto our class schedules, and come to crypto and business. Because crypto and business is the full breakdown. It's not something specifically for businesses. It has, before you could do business, you got to learn how to move into space. You have to learn how to build up your mind, and that's a conversation that opens a whole new door for everybody. Because until we have new conversations, we're just talking about the same old thing, getting the same old results. That's insanity. Wondering why you're feeling the way you feel, why it feels a little crazy, why you're scared all the time, why we're talking about anxiety, making up songs and dances. Sweetie, ain't no wealthy person doing an anxiety dance. You never see that. You know why? They know that you are putting yourself in position for their wealth by doing that. That is a strategy. They let you do it. Do know that those dances and those songs will never be cut off. Because it perpetuates a lifestyle that they want you to perpetuate. If this was slavery, you'd be whipping yourself to keep yourself in line. With your own words and actions, and we got to stop. That's got to end today. You get one opportunity. to see the truth before it passes you by. We want to see people, we talk about gold, silver, crypto, because that's what they're using. And it was ours to begin with. It was free. It was nothing. Bitcoin used to just be a program. And they figured out how to turn it into finances that you and me could use like nothing for pennies. But it's not over. That's the thing. It ain't over. It was a system being implanted, but you know what they're trying to do? The powers that be want to segue. They need to turn it so you don't want it no more. Because it's too difficult. It's too hard. It ain't hard, baby. It's simple. It ain't rocket science. Because if it was, most wealthy people, as I learned from watching Barack Obama share in his conversations, that, to be honest, the difference between a wealthy person and you ain't that much. You got some smart ones, you got some not so bright ones, you got leaders of countries that he recognized were not so bright. So stop equating such greatness to people you don't know and putting yourself down. Like you can't get this. You figured out your cell phone to get on stereo YouTube and Clapper. Then you must know something. You want something for your family, you need to come to tonight. They have a saying out here. If you don't have a millionaire in your family, a millionaire's got to come out of you. Guess what? Opportunity knocking on your head. Knocking right on your screen saying, come to this conversation, it's changing the game. Yeah, I got people in my own family that's too scared to learn. So I get how the world works. I get it. I don't force nobody to do anything because you can't force a person. They go, you can't lead a horse. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Yeah, but when he's thirsty enough, he'll take a sip. But you can't give it to him. Can't try to just put him there by the water. See, some people just need to be led to the water and let them go. Mr. Thomas, go ahead, baby.
I'm a little teed off at that because I realized we were in that conversation just the other day. We were in that conversation with family members who say they've been trained in how to get ahead and make sure things work and learned how to save and had assets in their family. They grew up with a man who had assets and knew how to manage assets, and one got and the other didn't. I find that hard to believe. I find it hard that one got the message and the other didn't. I find it that it is what we were sharing earlier. There's a space between being afraid of change and a space of comfortability that if they change the game of what they're doing, the people around them might think there's something wrong with them. And realize every wealthy person had that same conversation about there's something wrong with me. No, there's nothing wrong with you. There's something right with you because you realize that what the play is and you're going to use the play. And I'm going to share something from my experience because this is a conversation that my wife and I had just yesterday. And I'll be very honest, I got my ass chewed for it. And, when you think you know something and you're in the space of saying, I got this. What happened if you are not the end all be all? Everything people see things that are around you that you may not see because you're in the muck and mire of what you're dealing with, and you're in your feelings and you're in your ego about it. I was in my ego yesterday about what I was dealing and how I was dealing because I had 25 years of experience dealing with these people. And I ain't never had to deal with it this way. And I had no clue of meaning. And I'm going to be very frank with you guys. I got the wool pulled over my eye willingly. I willingly had the wool pulled over my eye because I knew I was taken care of because I got 25 years of experience. But when people have a strategy in place for them to win, You are the bottom. You are a tool for them to win the game that they're playing. And if you're not playing the game for you to win, it's going to cost you in the long run. It's going to cost you. And I'm dealing with it right now, and I'm taking steps to change it. I gotta climb out of not a hole, but I gotta play the game the way the game was designed to be played, and stop playing it the way people who I think are on my side are playing it. There are two people on my side, and I've always known them: the lady sitting across the screen from me, and the man above. Those are the only two people on my side, and those are the two I need to be concerned with. Not everybody else. And if I want you guys to really hear me out when I say this. If you think your employers got your back, don't believe it. If you think the people at your job got your back because you know them, they got a family to take care of, and the only back that they're currently watching is there with the issues going on with finances. The only back they're going to watch is their own. And I got slapped with that yesterday, like a ton of bricks. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. I've rode with you and made sure things were good. Now the shoe's on the other foot, and I see it doesn't really matter what the shoe is. It matters, are you playing the game the way the game's designed to be played, or you're playing it the way you want to play it because you think you know something? When it comes to these finances and what they're doing with the goal reset, there is a game in place, and it is being played full out. And what you don't realize is they're telling you the game. They're telling you the game because when they do it, you can't say you didn't know. You can't say you didn't know. If you're sitting there holding on all this paper currency and not moving into an asset that you can use to move and educating you on how assets work, shame on you. Shame on you. All right. And I'm going to say, and I saw, Ruby, I saw you raise your hand, so I'm going to mute out so you can jump in and say what you need to say.
Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you for sharing your story. Look, let me tell y'all something, guys. He ain't in here living in the laps of luxury and there's no problems and it's all good and it's great. It's life. We live in life. It's still happening. We're transitioning into a new stage. And we don't do it at the same time. Myself, I'm a financial literacy coach. My husband, he's a company supporter. He does the marketing, a lot of the videos and pictures that we see. He's created himself. I'm really proud of him. You know what? He's one of my greatest supporters. My partners out there who are working to bust their butt to make sure that you get from one level to the next. We all learn at a different rate, but we together. And it moves the dial a lot faster. We all have more than we could have if we all just went to work. You know why? Because we went to work on the problem. The problem is your money. It's your money. Your money knowledge. It ain't the actual cash. It's the money idea. It's, my money. My money. It's not about money. It's never been about money, believe it or not. It's the training around money. When they talk about the love of money is the root of all evil, it is what destroys your home for a reason. It is the lack of knowledge around it and all the emphasis you put on it. And it's, guess what? It's a game. It's a game. And you running hard. You the pawn, making all the things, and you willing to take the hit. 20, 30 years with a company and you still ain't straight? What? He said, no, it's literacy and mindset. My brother just put it in words. Hello, that's another brother coming on the SPAC platform who helped me get to this point. That's an early day brother that helped me understand our financial literacy and our mindset are the two things that we have. So we attack that first in the beginning. We go right for it. Mindset and financial literacy is digital financial literacy. We teach digital financial literacy, which instantly manages your mindset. Because if you do not manage how your mind works, it's going to keep breaking down. I could put $1 million in your hands and you will still be broke. I could set your wallets up and everything and be like, yo, you got it. Do your thing. and you will do what you know how to do. So stop running after money. Stop going trying to get after the next coin that's going to do the big debt. If it ain't got a process, it ain't got a purpose. That's how your boss looks at you. If it don't run a process, it don't run a purpose. So when you can't work, your value just went down to them. Oh, you ain't sexy because you ain't making the money. Y'all get that? You are there for a purpose. You signed a contract for that. So you do what your contract says. And y'all go to work trying to do as little as you can for that contract, trying to get the most out of the job. That's not how that works. Because most of y'all are not, we got to get it. We got to stop trying to do the least to get the most. If you did the most with the least, you'd have $1 million. Ain't that great? That's so crazy, ain't it? If you did the most with the least, it would change your life. So rule 1, because we're about to be done. I got to go get started because I run this business. I run the business of digital financial literacy. P2G is where you come get it, and we got class tonight. I've already invited y'all. Hop on the digital financial, crypto and businesses tonight. It's the only free platform we got here. Everything is a class and it's running. It's the only time I take the time to actually do what we got to do with y'all. We open the door to stuff that's real, answer questions. That's where you get to answer questions about crypto and stuff. What's about this gold? What's going on? We got access. You know, I look for resources. I spent 8 years doing this. Ask my brother, Larry will tell you. When I met him, this is when it all started. We met, 5-6 years ago? Actually, 7 years ago. We met 7 years ago. 6 years ago, this platform started out of necessity because people were being robbed of their finances due to lack of financial literacy. That was it. They didn't know. That's all. And had they had the knowledge, they would have made better choices. Can you all agree that if you have better knowledge, you can make better choices? That's a fact, ain't it? Like I said, I always rock this sign called Come to Class. I just told you where to come. It is at 7 p.m. Eastern. I don't care what time frame you're in. Get there because it's valid everywhere. Everything I've taught everybody, and my platform teaches everybody, works 24/7 on the plan. None of that, but I don't have these accounts. We already got foreign accounts set up. We already got you in other countries. We got your setup. We got your hookup. We got the whole thing set up. I ain't spent 7 years twiddling my thumbs, baby. This game got bigger. I told y'all about this game. Me and my buddies been telling y'all about this game before it opened up. Before the game was the game, we were talking about it was coming because it was already happening and we were learning it from the ground up. We learned not to follow coins. We learned not to worship companies. We learned how things had to work for us and how to put them to work for us. And on different levels. So if you're talking about, I'll go to 401k, we work with you. I got some gold, we work with you. I got some crypto, we work with you. I got these stocks, I got these bonds, we work with you. Everything has a game. You just got to figure out that you want to run the game instead of having the game run on you over and over. That's what financial literacy is about. It's how to break it down. I'm the only one who teaches this way. Don't even get it twisted. I've checked out everybody else's program in the whole nine. It don't work. Except how I work it with myself and my partners. And I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you, I started this grassroots because we had needs. I know this stuff, everybody get a little money, they want to switch up and be fancy. So now you got all this technology and you don't have people. No, baby. We got people. AI ain't never going to do what we do. AI just cleans you up, makes you look good. And we got to stop the process. We got to stop not trusting one another. Learn to trust yourself with information. Get it. I told y'all welcome. Come in free. Wednesday night's the only night. I'm letting y'all know it's the only night I do a damn thing for free. My partners was like, you crazy. You wasting time. You just need to do
what they call webinar. They was like, yo, you need to do a webinar, put it on a video, and call it a day. That's not how we do what we do. I ain't rocking like that. I'm not rocking like that. There's people who don't believe that we hands on this process. We hands on the process. That's why we do things different. People be like, Ms. Ruby, you gonna make yourself tired. I'm training trainers. I'm teaching teachers. Open a book and you'll learn that's how it works. The Richest Man in Babylon is going down right now. You don't ever teach by yourself. You teach your methods and you protect them. See, that's the other thing we forget. Business is built on contracts. Once you got one, you ain't got to worry. Guys, I locked down my process. 7 p.m. Eastern. 7 p.m. Eastern. That's the time. Thank you, Larry. That's my brother, Larry B. Larry Wiggins is in the house. I'm like, I ain't seen him in about a minute. And God is pulling us in the wall. He's pulling us in the room. Because we are definitely, today, resuming the war on poverty. And you got to do this for yourself. Ain't nobody coming to save you. We already told you that. And we wasn't playing. Ain't nobody coming. You already here. Got it? Ain't nobody coming to save you. You already here. And you have everything you need. Nothing else needed. You are enough. And baby, let me tell you, there's a lot going on over here. It's growing. It's getting bigger. Even governments are starting to see the need for this. I couldn't understand how we would get government funding to teach this. Because they switched the game on y'all. So let's talk. Let's talk. Something's changing, right? Something big time is changing around us, and y'all feel it. Stop feeling it and start learning what's going on so you can change how you wake up in the morning and feel more secure. That's the goal. P2G is where the family is. Breakfast with the Thomases was named that for you all to come join us at the table that you're not having at home. And then you could change the conversation from here with your family. Your kids can hear something other than we ain't made of money. We don't have it, baby. We broke. Because if you say that word again to your family, you are locking in generational curses. And darn sure, I will work on your mindset. That's how that works. You won't be thinking, you'll be reading. And then you'll be creating thoughts. You'll be reading. You'll be talking to people a whole different way. There's nothing you can't do. And you will get rid of that nasty word they. Ain't a damn person out here got anything about you. It's about them. So get back to you, my loves. Get back to where what you doing for you. Having opportunity, the door is open now. There's no gate there blocking you anymore. And when Donald Trump talks his stuff, opportunity, guess what? Thank you. That's all I got to say. Thank you. You ain't got to be friends with. You sure gonna use your system. We ain't got to be I don't got to be a political person to look around and see what opportunities are available and use them for me. You can keep talking about it, or you can go find out what's on that other side. Take a good look, because before you didn't have access. Access is now open, granted. Now get going. I'll see you in class tonight, 7 p.m. P2G Networks. Go to class schedule and definitely look for Crypto and Business. You all are invited. Because believe it or not, crypto is your business. Most of y'all just don't know it. And more of y'all are too scared. Bring friends, because I ain't playing. Once this door closed, it's closed. Go ahead, baby, go ahead.
I got one thing to into that, Donald is a distraction, but he's got the game down pat. And a lot of us are so captivated by the distraction, they're not watching what he's doing. There's a reason why he is probably one of the wealthiest real estate agents, business mode. And despite all the stuff people say about him and what they think about him, they're still riding the coattail. Why is that? He has a game that he's playing. And this is what we've been talking about the game all day long. He has a game that he's playing. First part is the distraction phase. The second part is the message. But we're so stuck on the distraction, we miss the message. He's making allegiances and allies with business owners and corporations. And you guys are worried about what he said on TikTok, what he said on social media. He's not saying a thing on social media. He has a social media person putting out what he's told to put out. You guys just think it's him because it's easy to pass judgment on somebody else that you already got preconceived notions on. And he made sure that he made it possible for you to have those preconceived notions so you missed the game. He made it possible. But I'm going to say this, and I want you to hear me clearly and as clear as day. Wealth is not in the money. Wealth is in the education. Yeah? Wealth is not in the money. Wealth is in the education. Because once you know how to make it, you know how to use it. Even if the dollars go down, the education stays with you and you can do it all over again. Secondly, there is enough of you to make this work for you. You are enough to make this work for you. The question is, do you want to make it work? Or are you in the position where you are because this is where you choose to be and it's comfortable? Choose, I'm going to tell you, choose you, choose your family. Don't choose anything else. Choose you and choose your family. Because that's who's going to ride out with you. Even if they're not listening, they're gonna believe you when they see it, not when you say it. And you know, that's the biggest thing I got to leave with you guys. They're not going to believe it until they see it. And then when they see it, how do I do it is the next question that's going to come from them. And then and only then you share. Because then they're willing to listen. Trust me, I'm in the house with a financial literacy person. I'm listening. That's it from me on this side of the aisles, and I'm very glad that we had to hear. Wednesday is the only free day we got, and it's not even free. It's the open day. It's not free. It's open. It's open for you to come in and get the wealth of knowledge. What you do with it is up to you, but the door is open. Come in, sit down, get what you need to get, and then take it and run and come back. If you find the value, let us know, and we'll get you up and loaded into the classes coming in November when we come back full bore. All right. Ms. Rue, the floor is yours. You take us up out of here.
All right, and on that I will. So, like you said, classes start November 7th, but we have all the introductions. We are filling in our class right now. We have, I'm not going to kid you, I'm going to let everybody know it's $150. It's a monthly membership, and you are going to be doing the work. You're going to be doing what you got to do. We want you all to start out with some finances. So we will be having a new strategy for the incoming class. I'm really excited. You guys are going to get to grow some finances right off the bat, even if they're not yours. You are going to get to play with money, learn how money grows. It's time. No, look, we keep getting people around us who want to just learn, but they don't want to execute. And I tell you right now, without execution, none of this is possible. So we teach it. And so there's a built-in fun for this. You're going to have so much fun. I'm not going to kid you. But at the same time, I need you to get on the floor. Let's go, let's go. And people go, why did you tell them that? I'm going to tell you right now, I don't lie. Straight up. You can do a payment plan or whatever you want to do, but do yourself a favor.
Just like you paying back those student loans, let's get some stuff paid off for you too. Let's start having them loans pay for themselves. Because that's the stuff that's available on this platform. We have more than just financial literacy, save your money, cut your bills, and then pay your bills. We're building credit. We're helping you access lines of not just lines of credit, business funding. We're introducing processes to create more funds, but you got to be willing to take. Like I tell people, what's the point if you're not gonna pull the trigger? You're gonna pay me for my time, but I'm gonna make sure your time pays you, because this is what's been going on, and we ready to come out the cycle. We are breaking curses every day in the platform. People are growing in ways that they don't even know. They're like, damn, I didn't believe I could make this. And it all started because we decided to create a challenge. And that challenge gives people an opportunity to continue to see how they can grow. So our next challenge is coming too. I'm going to talk to my boy. He's ready to do the next one, which is a totally different world. I'm really excited because the new platform is going to come with so much stuff. And you guys get to literally make money with the platform. That's your education. So has anybody ever made money in college? Anybody made money in school while you were in classes? Actually made money or built a fund in class? And then was able to get funds from that because they made money? Guess what? We doing it. Look, straight up, P2G ain't, and we out here trying to change the game for y'all for real. You ain't never seen nothing like this. It's not multi-level anything. It's not a side hustle, not a referral company, because we don't play that. If you could pay a college to have you waste your time and get a job and then literally leave your family every day alone and unprotected over 20 to 30 years, why not spend about a month learning how to shift that game to pay for you? Every dime creates a dollar. I think it's time to change. Don't y'all? All right. And with that, this ain't no hype. Come check it out. 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm always in another time frame. I ain't gonna lie. I'm never in the Eastern where I live. I'm always on other people's time frames. But guys, look. 7 p.m. Eastern. Go to p2gnetworks.tv. Come on this platform. Come on the website, p2gnetworks.com. It's the time that you got it in the chat. Click it, connect, come to class. Now, if you sign up and don't come in, that's your business. Because Thursday costs money. Friday costs money. Saturday costs money. Sunday costs money. It's called tuition. And if you want to come to one class, we can make it happen. We'll do it for a day or a week. I love it. I love being flexible. I love being able to be flexible. And you get what you came for. So with that, I also love you all, family, my Earth family. I need you guys to realize that you are enough and that everything you need is waiting to enter your mind and interact with what you already know. So let's go. You'll find that we have some great programs that are in the space, but we also have some amazing people for you to meet. It's a community. Come join it. Once again, we are Breakfast with the Thomases, and we are inviting you to the conversation of a lifetime so that you can come and be with us in a space that changes your entire life. Like a friend of mine mentioned once in my life when he first met me, I can change your life. And I thought that was so powerful. And then he turned me into someone who could change the lives of others. So with that, I'm looking forward to creating more of me in the world. Peace and love. Have a wonderful day. And thank you all for being on StreamYard, YouTube, and Clapper. Let's give some love. Let's do what we do. Peace out, family.